Hello, it's Veronica, the Heart Dietitian. Thanks for joining today. We're discussing one of my favorite books that I recommend to most of my clients. And this book is about plant-based protein. If you know me, I often recommend eating more protein from plants. In North America, we are typically eating enough protein in a day. However, a lot of it is coming from animal proteins. And because of that, we're eating too much saturated fat. When we eat too much saturated fat, that nutrient can increase our blood cholesterol levels. So, in order to eat enough protein and not eat too much saturated fat, we really need to start including some more of these plant based proteins. So, this book that I want to recommend not only covers what plant based proteins are, how to incorporate them, even some recipes, but it also dispels some of the myths around plant based proteins. And it does so in a really reader friendly way, but also backed up by scientific references. So I'm sure you're wondering, Veronica, just tell me what book it is so I can get it. And it's the Plant Powered Protein book. I did order this from the library, but I have one actually in my office at work. And it is actually authored by a dietitian, which is awesome. And what I wanted to show you was the table of contents here. So the table of contents talks about the difference between plant and animal protein. What is protein? Why does it matter? What it does? And then different amino acids. So this is a common question or debate, I guess, about consuming more protein from plants because not all plant proteins contain all essential amino acids. And maybe like 10, 20 years ago now, I want to say, we used to think that we'd have to combine two foods together to make sure that we're eating all of the amino acids that we need at a certain meal. But in fact, that's not the case anymore. Our body is pretty intelligent. And if we're consuming these amino acids throughout the day, that's all we need. So as long as you're varying the plant protein that you're consuming, I am sure you're getting the right amino acids and you don't have to pair specific foods together at a meal. So they debunk that myth here. They talk all about which foods provide protein, but I love this. I think I've highlighted it because there's amazing graphics in here. And the table of contents just goes on and on about every single type of plant-based protein you could ever imagine, how much protein's in there, what percent of calories is from carbohydrates, from fat, from protein. So it just gives you so much information. I honestly cannot recommend this book enough. What else should I tell you about this book? I think I had one more page highlighted. Oh, there's also a lot of sample meal plans in here. Yeah, ones I wanted to highlight was an example of simple protein boosts. So what they do is they talk about like a typical breakfast. This one has cornflakes, almond milk, and banana, and then what you can do to increase your protein in that meal, and then talks about how much protein you gain from it. So, for example, they have the cornflakes, almond milk, and banana. They're switching it to a granola recipe that's featured in this book. Soy milk instead of almond milk. We know that there's more protein in soy milk than almond milk, so that's fantastic. And then keeping the banana. Just those two simple switches can increase your plant-based protein by about 24 grams, which is very significant. And that's just breakfast. They go on for lunch, dinner, and snacks. So lots of really great references here. So if you know anyone who is looking to increase their plant-based protein, even if it's you increasing your plant-based protein, again, we know it will reduce our cholesterol levels, it will improve our blood pressure, it will keep us full longer, which helps with weight management, and it can also help with the glycemic index, so our blood sugar control as well. So lots of wonderful things. And if you're new to plant-based protein world, this is the book to get. It's from my library, so I'm sure it's in your library too, if you wanted to reserve it and learn all about how to eat more protein from plants. And I know, myself included, whenever I'm looking at recipes, I love, love, love to see the recipe photos. So just as an example, what a wonderful recipe photo there, right? Beautiful, beautiful page, beautiful, beautiful picture that you'll be able to replicate and kind of makes it a little bit more enticing to make. Not all recipes have a picture, but they're very straightforward. They have familiar ingredients, which is important, and they're not really complex. So the average chef would be able to make these types of meals. And this is an example of a really, really simple recipe that's found in the book. I've also have two similar recipes on my website, and I'm including them here to show you just how easy it is to use these recipes and start to incorporate plant-based proteins in foods and meals that you are already making, but perhaps prioritizing a little different. So this first smoothie recipe uses plant-based protein in the form of green peas, and in the next recipe, the smoothie recipe uses red kidney beans for the plant-based protein. So really interesting ways that you probably wouldn't think of to include these plant-based proteins, but I want to show you how easy it can be. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions about this book, feel free to drop me a comment in the comments below. If you have other ideas of books you want me to review or suggest, please let me know. I'm here to help. If you like this type of video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.